Hello and welcome back to the Diary of a Cartoonist. I won't keep you talking too long at the beginning because I'll do most of it during the making of the video. But basically, this video is me going up against AI. I don't like AI. Anyone in the creative world finds it a bit of a problem, a bit of a worrying problem, as people are using it, as opposed to employing someone who can think for themselves rather than a computer. So that's what the video is about. The other bit is, before Christmas, I offered up this as a prize for anyone. All you had to do was go and buy me a coffee, and your name would be entered into the draw. Well, there was only one of you who entered, so he's won. So that's Keith Stirrat. You have won, Keith. This will be on its way to you. All you have to do is, with the email me at the address that I've just got here in front of me now, with your address and details, and I will tell you how much it costs to post and how to pay for that, and then that will be on its way to you with my thanks. Pity that not many more people decided to go for it, but there you have it. So anyway, Keith, well done. Thanks for your support, much appreciated, and this will be on its way to you within the next week. All right, okay. Let's get on with the video, shall we? Let's see if I can mess up some AI. I'd love to mess up some AI. That'd make me very happy. Right, off we go. Hello and welcome back to the Cartoonist studio. So, what am I going to be doing today? Well, as the title quite readily attests to, I'm going to be taking AI on. Now, AI is absolutely everywhere in writing, in art, it's probably in music, it's just everywhere. It's just, I think it's kind of like the worst excesses of computer technology, where we know that in the future the computers are going to take everyone's job away. The whole idea was that the computers would work and we could live a life of leisure. Don't see that happening anytime soon. I can see a lot of companies saving a lot of money, a lot of people losing their jobs, but I don't actually see them going into some kind of golden utopian sunset where they can sit and just dabble their toes in the azure oceans of a retirement on full pay. So I decided to give it a go. I decided to take AI on. So all I did was I gave myself, like it was almost a brief, like from a customer, and the customer said to me, draw me a cat falling off a cliff. A cartoon cat falling off a cliff. So what you see in front of you now is me doing just that. A cartoon cat falling off a cliff. And then what I will do next is, once I have completed my picture, I will then go on to a free AI site. The one I've chosen is the one that comes free with Facebook Messenger. Now, I will be the first to admit that the free sites are probably not as good as the paid for AI sites. I'm not going to sign up to a paid for AI site because that might be way expensive for something that is just a gimmick on my YouTube page. So I use the free one, fully aware that the other stuff could be better. May not be, but could be. But I won't do that until I've drawn my version. So I'm going to give AI a chance. I'm not just going to sort of put the AI up, look at what they do and try and do a better version. I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to draw my cartoon, which I'm doing now, and I'll go onto the AI and give it the exact same instructions, a cartoon cat falling off a cliff. And I'll see what AI comes up with and put the two together. It's just a bit of fun at this stage. Obviously, if we decide to go ahead and do even more of them, which is a possibility, then I'll probably get a little bit more competitive, because AI is it's a worrying thing for any creative. I'll have a little bit more of a chat on my views on that when we're doing the inking. But at the moment, I think creative people, cartoonists amongst them, feel it's a little bit like Custer's Last Stand. We're all huddled around whilst this supposedly superior force is circling us and just picking us off one by one. It's quite worrying, really. But that's the dystopian future that we face, rather than the utopian future that we were promised that computers would give us. Okay, I'll just let the penciling play out with a little bit of music, and then it'll be a promotional video about two of my Sleepy Hamlet books, The Night of the Village Idiots. So I shall speak to you on the other side of that advert. See you soon. Right, now it's the sponsored bit. Well, I'm not the sponsored bit. My graphic novel, The Night of the Village Idiots. That's the sponsored bit. But it's also as a physical novel, the written word, because that was the original one. I wrote the book, wrote the novel, or it's a long novella, a short novel. There's a cross between the two. I did that first, and then the one day I decided to produce it as a graphic novel. So the same story, two different treatments. I won't go on forever. I'll now just read the blurb on the back of the book. Back of both of the books exactly the same. And I'll flick through it. I won't flick through the novel. There's no point in that. It's just a bunch of words. But I will flick through the book, as that's a little bit more bright, colourful and entertaining. Right, okay. If you want to support the channel, then I have plenty of books out there which I've written and illustrated, and it's a great way of supporting me. You can also do it through Buy Me a Coffee. Plenty of you have. Okay then, so without further ado, I'll get that done, and then when that is completed, we'll get back on with the video. How could the removal of a family painting, a childhood fear of lightning, a storm of near biblical proportions, and a pub landlord's flu cause so much chaos? Simple. Add a dotty, half-wit lord of the manor, trap him indoors with his short-fused and volcanic wife, ignite the head cook's flatulent backside with a lightning bolt, place a moderately unhinged Bavarian in charge of the village pub for the evening, allowing her to sell her own brain-melting brew to a largely unprepared pub full of eccentric nutjobs, get those same residents to challenge her to an ill-fated drinking competition, and round the evening off with the mass hypnotism of the entire pub. The villagers of Sleepy Hamlet could never be described as normal by any stretch of the imagination. But tonight, even they've excelled themselves in the ancient art of village idiotry. Okay, welcome back. I hope you liked that little bit of an advert, and if you did like it, then please go ahead. It's a great way to support me. All the universal links for all of my books, and I've written and illustrated quite a few, are in the description below, as is my Buy Me a Coffee page. So all that's over and done with. Inking slightly speeded up. I won't talk for too long, and I'll let you watch the rest of the inking with some more music. My only views on AI. I can see why it's such an attractive proposition to companies and publishers, because if they let's take the children's book as an example. The writer sends the book in, the publisher likes it, and they start searching around for an artist to complement the writing. And then they find an artist, they brief the artist, and it costs anywhere between £8,000 to maybe £17,000-18,000 for the finished artwork. That's a fair chunk of money. I get that. But then AI comes along and they think, oh, we don't really need the artist anymore. We can just tell it what we want it to do and in the style that we want it done, and AI will give us an option of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 illustrations. We could even just have a character. We could have like a dinosaur and say, give us that dinosaur in 20 different positions or poses, and AI will create that dinosaur in 20 different poses. So I can see how advantageous it is to have an AI package, because I don't know whether you can buy one outright or whether you have to rent them, but if you bought it, even if it cost you £10,000 for the program, it's still cheaper, and you never have to employ an artist ever again. And then once that happens, then they take on the writers, and then it's the musicians, and then it's just endless. All the creatives just disappear into obscurity, and it's a sad thing. It's a case of use it or lose it, and you're going to lose artists if you don't use them. So that's my views on it. Like I say, it's potentially a dystopian future for us artists and creatives, not the utopian future that they lied to, promised us. So just a thought. I know it's quite dark and it's quite doom and gloom, but it happens to be the truth, and I think you'll find a lot of creatives feel the same way. Right, that said, let's cheer it all up. Let's play a little bit of music, and then I'll see you at the very end where I show you what the AI came up with. And we'll have a little talk about the possible future of making this Cartoonist versus AI into a more regular feature. I'll get your thoughts and feelings on that. Okay, so that's right at the very end of the video. We'll just play some music now, and I'll see you at the end. Right, so there you go. That's it. You've got your picture finished. So now what I do, and I haven't done it yet because I'm still filming. I've only got one camera and it's filming me. But after I've finished filming this little bit, I will then go onto the AI and give it the instructions that I gave myself, which is a cartoon cat falling off a cliff. And I'll see what it comes up with. And I can now happily say, because I've gone off and come back and I've edited and done all kinds of clever stuff that I'm really not capable of doing, this is what the AI came up with. And this, as you know, is what I have been drawing. So there's the difference between the two. Now, you may prefer the AI, you may prefer the original cartoon. All I'll say about the original cartoon is what I said in the video earlier on, is that it's an ever-evolving process when you're using your mind. A computer hasn't got a mind to use. It just reacts to the instructions it's given. For argument's sake, when I produce the cartoon, the client gives me the basic brief of a cartoon cat falling off a cliff. I may add little bits that they may say, "Oh, I hadn't thought of that. That's different." Of course, they could not have given the AI those instructions because it's only when they saw my drawing that they realized that that's a better version. They hadn't thought of that. So if they hadn't thought of it, how could they give the AI the instructions to produce it? So a cartoonist or a human is a constantly evolving thing. I am creating stuff as I'm going along. The AI just reacts to what it's told. So that's the difference. So AI, original cartoon. What would you choose? I don't know. But there you go. That was just a little exercise, a very, very, very simple exercise. I'd kind of like to make this into a regular-ish feature. We've got a few here on the Diary of a Cartoonist. We've got the What If I Drew ... We've got the Oodles of Doodles and all those sort of things. And this is one of the ideas that I thought I'd bring in this year. So maybe you'd like to give me some suggestions in the comments below as to what you would like to see me draw, and then see how AI would come up against me. So cartoonist versus AI. Do you like that idea? Is that the kind of thing you'd like to see? Let me know, as I said, in the comments below. Right, that's it. I suppose I'm going to finish the video now. I'll leave the finished cartoon at the very end so you can have a good study of it, because I know some of you enjoy doing that. And yep, I'll see you again in a fortnight. In the meantime, have a great 2 weeks, and I'll see you soon. Till then, bye-bye for now.